Anime. I watch it, you watch it. Apparently the world is watching it now. Every year, hundreds of new and ongoing titles drop. All of various quality, and as human beings, of course, we have to rank them. I attempted to do this very thing for every season, going over the best songs, genres, characters, all leading to the best anime that was released over that 3-month period. I did this until I got a job, and then I realized I don't got time for all that, especially if I want to keep writing my book. That's where the annual Crunchyroll Awards come into play. An anime awards ceremony for the people, where we all get together and cast our votes for the shows that really deserve it. Am I right or am I right? I've got to say, I'm actually surprised with this year's nomination list. I mean, we all know who's going to be winning most of these awards, but I'm still surprised by how hard it was to vote in this regardless. Think of this video as a pseudo-tourist awards. I missed summer and fall 2024, so I'm going to take this opportunity to talk about some of the more notable shows from those seasons. We'll be going through all the categories in the Crunchy Awards, quickly touching on the nominations, giving my brief thoughts on which shows they chose to be nominated, and which shows I wish got more recognition. Not every category is going to get the same amount of love or attention, since there are a lot of things I can't give a fair or detailed opinion on, but I'll do my best for what I do now.
Alright, now is that being done? I got a text? Oh, it's from Josh. Wait, Josh?
I thought you were dead.
Sora, I need you to make the intro for my Crunchyroll Anime Awards video. Oh, I'm sure he'll need me to do some anime segments for him.
Couldn't you just stay dead?
Speaking of categories that I don't know too well, I watched every one of these shows dubbed. Except for Brave Bang Braven. I actually haven't seen this one, so let me know down in the comments if it's worth checking out. I'm sure that all these voice actors and actresses were absolutely incredible. I've seen clips here and there for a lot of these shows, but clips don't equal a whole show. Sadly, I am severely underqualified to give my opinion on this category. Yeah, this is more my style. Honestly, this is probably one of the best stacked categories in this video. All of these incredible voice actors absolutely knocked it out of the park in their roles. With Alex playing pre and post chattification of Sung Jin-woo so well, people actually thought it was two different voice actors.
Yeah, nice to be working with you guys again.
Pledge yourself to the man before you. Erect.
Mallory giving Freerin the ultimate mommy voice that will comfort weebs for generations to come.
You were exceptional. That was quite the show. Well done.
AJ Beckles delivering a flawless performance for our lovable nerd.
Oh, that's nice of her. I should have been more considerate.
Another surprising Sung Dwan Cho appearance. It's always a pleasure to see you in the voice cast, man.
Roasted, huh? No, not roasted.
Huh?
Fried. No, deep fried. Kakiage!
Sarah showing off her bilingual skills with Alia.
I said that you were a moron. Milashka. Milashka.
And Jessie giving it their all to deliver one last heart-wrenching scream as Armin. There are a few honorable mentions I'd like to throw out, specifically Kaji Tang and Emmy Lowe for the performances in the Apothecary Diaries as Jinshi and Mao Mao respectively. Brina Palencia's return as Hollow's soothing voice is a massive win for Spice and Wolf fans. Brittany Lotta for her absolutely hilarious performance in Girlfriend Girlfriend. And this might be a bit of a curveball, but Michaela Krantz for her role as Minami Fuyuki in Hokkaido Gals. These may be my honorable mentions, but I'm actually really satisfied with the lineup Crunchyroll has here. That being said, this was a surprisingly easy vote for me because I went with Alex Lee. Of course, there was no competition. I'm not going to dance around the fact that I'm an avid watcher of Trash Taste. I've been binging the episodes I fell behind on while at work, and it wasn't too long ago that I watched Alex's video. And I just have so much respect for the man in his craft. But even without getting into his personal life, Alex just delivers such a strong performance for Sung. A character who could have easily fallen into a pit of generic voices. The absolute respect, passion, and love he has for his craft is so clearly evident in his voice. Alex truly went above and beyond, and he deserves this award. So before writing this part of the script, I went back and rewatched all these endings, and boy, if I thought this category was underwhelming before... Yeah, so to say that I'm disappointed by the nominations in this category is kind of an understatement. I had to go back and rewatch my anime award videos, which you should go watch too, just to make sure I wasn't tripping. This list had me thinking that all the bangers I remember came out in 2023 and not last year. I even went back and reread the script for the Summer 2024 Anime Awards that I never ended up making, and yeah, there's a lot of bangers in that one too! Right off the bat, I'm eliminating these 5. That's probably blasphemous for a lot of you guys watching, but it's my show, so GG's. I mean, music is a taste thing, and just because I don't vibe with a lot of Crunchyroll songs doesn't mean that they don't have their own audience. If this was my list, I'd probably go something like Request by Craig, Saiki wa Arani by Naokari, Bliss by Malay, the second rendition of Anytime Anywhere by Malay, Crazy for You by Shien Wakayama, and Suki Nishinayo by Anli, with my honorable mentions going to Vandi by Spy Family, and even Mori for Suicide Squad Isekai. Listen, Amanda Waller breaking it down might be cursed, but damn, this song's a banger. With the options I was given, I voted for Request, and I'm pretty sure that's what's gonna win, but going off the list I just nominated, I think I have to go for Nano Akari for their work with Saiki wa Irani. To see that this song wasn't even nominated was a shock, to say the least. You know, I'm actually pretty happy with this list. These are all certified bangers, and it'd be pretty hard to replace anything here. If I remember correctly, I voted for Fatal by Jim. I could care less about Oshinoko, but this show knows how to make an opening. When it comes to what I'm surprised didn't make the cut, Preview of Me by Tetsuyo Kitani, Wrong World by Togonashi Togeri, Entertainment by Millie, Rogue by Yuka, Boku wa by Atarayo, Same Blue by Official Hige Dandism, To Be a Flower by Ryo Koshoku Shakai, and Yusha by Yosobi are the first to come to mind. Especially Yusha. But honestly, I don't even know how I'd pick or choose from them. These are all great songs, and it's hard to choose just one. I've listened to all of them countless times, and I'm gonna keep listening to them till the day my headphones give out. I've talked about a lot of these songs in depth, and in my eyes, they're all winners. So I'm gonna make this a cop-out because I literally can't choose between them all. That might be disappointing, but all of these openings were the creme de la crop. This might have actually been the best year for anime openings of all time. Don't quote me on that. But come on guys, let's be real. We all know the best song was Super Adorable Gal. Okay, this is a fun one, but I don't think I'm going to be spending as much time here as I did for best opening and ending. Not counting returning titles, it's surprisingly kind of hard to remember the score for a lot of the shows that aired during the year. I think Crunchyroll actually got a lot of the biggest contenders. As for Shadows, Girls Band Cry has a killer playlist when it comes to the songs that they play in the show. The only thing is, I don't know if that counts as score or as insert music. The big 3 here that immediately catch my ear are Evan Call, Haku Nakamaru, and Hiroyuki Sawano for their work on Frieren, Look Back, and Solo Leveling respectively. Now, I'm pretty sure Hiroyuki's gonna end up taking the gold for this year just because of how massive Solo Leveling is, but I actually ended up voting for the underdog here. Haruki Nakamaru's work on Look Back is just heartbreaking. His score is ever present throughout the entirety of the film, and it sets the tone for every scene. The story of Look Back already hits hard, but Nakamaru's score really elevates it to new levels of depression. Okay, this was a weird one. I didn't really get this category. Most of the nominees here are just renominated openings and endings, with the only new one being Isobi. Call me crazy, but I think this is just an excuse for Freeren's first opening to have a landslide victory. I mean, I voted for it, so I guess I won't. I think if Crunchyroll wants to keep this category around without it feeling redundant, they should refocus the nominees to being insert songs, if anything. If that were the case, Bliss by Malay, any performance from Girls Band Cry, and Dark Aria would be heavy nominees. This kind of felt like a filler category. Was that just me, or did anyone else get that vibe too? Yeah, I really don't care about this category. We all know this is just the Anya Award. I coped and voted for Senshi out of spite, but we all know who's gonna win here. Wake me up when they bring back Best Boy and Girl. Before we continue, I'd like to take this time to remind you guys to consider hitting the subscribe button and leaving a like on the video. I mean, you made it this far, so why not? If you guys didn't know, it is a nightmare to work with anime sometimes, with copyright being a massive pain in the butt for us AniTubers. A lot of the images behind me are probably screenshots for YouTube, but over on Patreon, they were actually moving the way they should be, as well as having the music that I originally intended for all these scenes. For just $1 a month, you get access to all of these versions of my videos, as well as a massive catalog of reaction videos. $1 might not seem like a lot, but because of you guys, I was able to get this green screen, and I'm having a blast with it, and I hope it's making these videos better. If you're unable to support the channel that way, it's totally fine, and I completely get it. But by liking and subscribing, you are helping this channel more than you can believe when it comes to the YouTube algorithm. We also have a Discord if you're interested. We talk about anime, manga, cartoons, and games. Really, it's just a place to hang and chill with the community. So why wait? Become a tourist now by hitting that subscribe button. Alright, enough selling out. Back to what you really came here for. Okay, it's getting harder now. Well, I say that, but I knew immediately who I was going to vote for the second I saw who was nominated. We've got a great cast of characters here, but I've got to give it to my goat Jinshi. You might not be able to spell Himmel without him, but Jinshi is an integral part of the Apothecary Diaries. He's the perfect supporting character. He doesn't outshine Mao Mao, but his presence elevates the plot and character dynamics of the entire show. He's an ever-evolving character with his own mysterious intrigue about him. And he's voiced by Kaji Tang. What more is there to say? Once again, we have a stellar cast of characters here. And this one was a lot harder to vote in. When it comes to these nominees, I really wish Okuru and Momo were counted as one. They're co-protagonists through and through, and Dandadan doesn't work without either one of them. Kafka was a really enjoyable character. We don't get to see a lot of older dudes as MCs in shonen anime, and it was really fun to see him interact with the younger cast. Mao Mao and Frieren are two of the best main characters of the year, period, and Sung Jin-woo is literally just him. Of all these picks, I just know the popular vote is either going to go to Frieren or Sung, but Mao Mao deserves this award for the same reasons Jinshi does. If I'm being honest, when I first read the premise to the Apothecary Diaries, I had no idea how this show was going to work. Well, let me tell you, it works because of this gremlin right here. She's one of the most dynamic characters in terms of emotional range we've seen this year. Everything about her is an act just to survive in the world that she's in. She's been dealt her hand in life and she works with what she's got. And she's deadlier than any poison. It was a hard choice amongst these six, but I simply have to give this dub to my favorite gremlin. Again, there's a lot of great picks to choose from here. Personally, I didn't really enjoy Mr. Villain's Day Off or My Dear Friend Nokotan, and I'd replace them with Hokkaido Gals, Negative Positive Angler, or My New Boss is Goofy. I wish I was caught up to Laid Back Camp. I think I'd really vibe with this series, but I haven't seen it, so sadly, can't really give my input here. And while I love Makane and The Dangers in My Heart to death, I see these more as romances than actual slice of life shows. So my vote ended up going to Sound Euphonium Season 3, and I don't say that lightly. I binged this entire series last year, and what a ride. I wasn't expecting to get emotional at the end there, but man, leave it to anime to make me cry over girls playing instruments. This is the category I'm least sure of when it comes to who's going to end up winning the popular vote. I feel like Sound Euphonium deserves it, but it's just too niche. I know it has its fans, but I don't know if it'll be enough to get the W. Even though I see it as more of a romance, I'm hoping Makane takes the win because I'm absolutely terrified at how much spotlight My Dear Friend Nokotana had. You know, I think I'm most surprised that Beastars didn't get nominated here. I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard nothing but good things about it. And another big L that I just don't understand is that Orb is nowhere to be seen. Well, anywhere in this ceremony. At first I thought it was because it wasn't aired in the right season, but a ton of other shows that came out in fall 2024 got nominated for other awards. Where's the love for Orb? I mean, I'd easily replace Pluto with Orb, but that's just me. Spice and Wolf, Girls Band Cry, and From Me to You are also missing from this list, but even if they were here, I don't think any of them would stand a chance against the big three this year. When it comes to the popular vote, I think it's a coin flip between Frieren and Oshinoko. For me personally though, I voted for the Apothecary Diaries because drama is the life and soul of this show. It would be a real shame if it doesn't win, but honestly, I don't know if it'll be able to come out of Frieren's shadow. Okay, what are you doing here? I know Isekai doesn't have the best shows, but there's gotta be something better than this. There really wasn't anything. Moving on. I mean, it doesn't really matter who else we put here to replace Suicide Squad Isekai. The Weakest Tamer was really cute, but I feel like that's a massive outsider when compared to these other shows. To complete the sequel list, I guess we could have had The Eminence and Shadow, but even still, Sid is stuck in the shadow of giants. There's really no going wrong when it comes to choosing between Slime, ReZero, Mushoku Tensei, and Konosuba. I underestimated Konosuba's popularity before, so I'm not going to do that again this year. Regardless of my thoughts of this being the overall weakest season of the show, I think it has a strong chance of taking the gold home. I'm very biased when it comes to my favorite isekai, and that's why I'm actually surprised to say that I didn't vote for ReZero. Keep in mind, this is only the first 8 episodes of season 3, but even if we're talking about the season as a whole, this was also my least favorite arc of the show. I'm not saying that it's bad, it just didn't reach the same highs as the previous 2 seasons. And that is why I went with Mushoku Tensei, another anime I made a video essay on. You should go check it out after this video. But yeah, Mushoku Tensei Season 2 Part 2 continues building up and breaking down Rudeus. Just as you think he's finally stabilizing his life, he is just torn right back down. This series is just a fascinating character study, and I know it's not for everyone. I am not going to be surprised when the show doesn't win, but at least for me, Mushoku Tensei was the best isekai of 2024 by a long shot. Okay, I am terrified that Demon Slayer is going to take this one just because of its brand recognition, but Season 4 really does not deserve this award. One 5-minute scene does not excuse 7 other really mediocre episodes. Luckily, I think Dandadan has that recency bias in the bag, and Solo Leveling is just getting more and more popular by the day. When it comes to that popular vote, I think it's a coin flip between either one of these two. The biggest snub here is The Way of the Lone Wolf. That had some brilliant and consistent choreography throughout its entire runtime. It was brutal, it was gritty, and it was awesome. I'm sad to see that it didn't get a nomination. But speaking of choreography, my winner is actually a show I didn't even finish. I ended up voting for Windbreakers of all things. I've gone on record before stating that delinquent anime are just not my thing. But my god, the choreography in this show is absolutely insane. Cloverworks cooked a whole meal and set the bar way too high when it comes to straight hands. I keep telling myself when I get the chance I'm going to finish this series just to admire the fights because they seriously are that good. And the best thing is, they are consistent throughout the entire show. So when it comes to this, I just have to think about what made me laugh the hardest. But the thing is, I'm finding it harder and harder to find shows that give me the big funny. I'm just gonna go with Konosuba. I'd say the jokes were 50-50 for me this season, but it was still a good time. I actually really like Rama as a show much better, but I don't remember laughing as much while watching it. And yeah, I'm like 90% sure Konosuba is gonna win the popular vote for this one too, so that's just my 2 cents.
This is where the fun begins.
I watched an unhealthy amount of romance this year. The only show I'm actually surprised to see on here is Scott Pilgrim of all things. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was good, but romance was not the first genre that came to mind when I thought of this series. I will limit myself to 3 honorable mentions, those being How I Attended an All Guys Mixer, underrated, go watch it, Cherry Magic, also underrated, and Spice and Wolf. This is another hard one to guess who will end up winning the people's favor. I think Maknae was really popular when it came out, so it has the highest chance of winning. Boo Blocks did just wrap up recently though, and even though we're not supposed to count the second half of it here, it does have that recency bias on its side. It goes without saying that I love all the shows nominated here, but at the end of the day, this was a much easier pick than I thought it would be. Hands down, I voted for The Dangers in My Heart Season 2. I feel like very few romances take me on such a character journey as this show did. Ichikawa was a very disturbed kid, and he made the first couple of episodes of this show very hard to watch. But the growth that he has is just so special. I feel like a proud dad or something watching him realize what it actually means to live life and find out what kind of person he is. And it's not just Ichikawa, Yamada has a lot of great moments of growth too throughout the series, especially when it comes to balancing her modeling job and literally being a kid. This is just the absolute cinema of romance, and I am begging you guys to vote for this. I need Season 3 to continue their story. So I'm gonna do a little something different here. I am severely underqualified to talk about any of these categories. Most of this is gonna come down to what I thought looked really nice and pretty. I am literally going to be going monkey brain on this, so I'm combining all of them and going rapid fire here. For best background, I'm giving it to Frieren, and I'm pretty sure that's gonna win the popular vote too. Best direction is also going to Frieren. Kichiro Saito just keeps proving why he's a master of his craft. Every single episode of Freeman is an absolute masterpiece from beginning to end, and I'm sure that his direction is a big part of that. For best character design, I'm going to give it to Dandadan. I could say it's for the monsters, but honestly, the biggest reason why I'm giving it to them is because of Momo's drip. Best animation, easy, Freerun. I mean, what else can I say? Apart from the bombastic action sequences of the show, I'm sure that it's been pointed out to death by now, but the cloth animation throughout this series is absolutely insane. There is no reason any animator had to go through all that other than just to flex for this award. There are so many consistent little details like that sprinkled throughout this season that makes best animation an easy steal for Freerun. I really like categories like these, because it allows for shows that usually get snubbed to get some attention. The fact that these are original anime means that they usually don't get that adaptation hype that a lot of other shows get. They have to build their fandoms from the ground up the moment they release their first trailer and then absolutely stick the landing for every episode, because there's no one in the corner going, you just have to get through this arc because the next arc is peak. Trust me, I read the manga.
Now, did any of these titles do that?
No, I dropped almost every single one of them.
The one and only winner by a mile here, just to remind you, for best original anime is easily Girls Band Cry.
I mean, other than Girls Band Cry, the rest of these are kind of infamous.
To say that this is my biggest surprise of the year is an understatement. We've all seen it before. I'm not gonna sit here and act like a girls band anime is nothing new. But man, there is something so entertaining and so beautiful when it comes to watching this absolute mess of a group try their damnedest to become an actual band. This show just feels so incredibly human. It's raw, it doesn't hold your hand, and it doesn't end with everything wrapped up in a nice little bow. I know the animation might throw people off, but if you're a fan of this kind of genre, I highly recommend Girls Band Cry for so many reasons. The animation being one of them. This show is sauced out to the max. They know the limitations and the strengths of their art form, and they play it to perfection. I'm just really hoping that Girls Band Cry gets this one, man. I need this.
Okay, this one's obvious. I love all these shows for different reasons, but it's gonna be Freerun. Like, there's no doubt in my mind.
Again, this one's obvious. I mean, it's kind of a meme at this point, but the only reason this award's here is so that One Piece can win something. Maybe when Freerun Season 2 comes out, we'll see something change, but that's a surprisingly big if. As for me, I'm still barely 100 episodes into One Piece, so I can't really vote for it now. And most of these other shows, I didn't watch. I love My Hero, but I'm waiting for Season 8 to come out so I can binge everything in one go. And other than that, the only show on here that I've seen is Spy Family. For my own personal bias, I wish ReZero or Mushoku Tensei were here. Even for me to use Season 3 would have made this so much easier.
I don't really have that much to say here. I haven't seen most of these movies. It's not because I don't want to. It's just that I haven't really set the time aside to do that.
All these films are on my list to check out eventually, but I have a feeling that even if I did watch all of these, my answer wouldn't change. Look Back is getting my vote. This is such a beautiful and heart-wrenching story. I have a hard time imagining not voting for it. I hope this wins a popular vote, but I have a feeling Spy Family might just take it out of sheer brand recognition. Now this might just be one of the best lists for best anime we've had in a while. All of these shows offer something different and unique from one another. Dandadan is a fresh take on that shonen formula we've grown accustomed to with fantastic main characters. Delicious in Dungeon is ripped right out of a D&D campaign. Freerun is a beautiful fantasy tale that straps you in through the long haul. Kaiju number 8 is your classic shonen. Soul Leveling is hype to the max. And The Apothecary Diaries is a drama of the likes of which we haven't seen in a long time. There's really only one sore thumb that sticks out to me in this list, and that's sadly Kaiju number 8. Now don't get me wrong, I adore this show and I thought it was a really fun ride. But for anime of the year, it's just missing that sauce that makes it stand out above the rest. One that really got snubbed here is Orb. It is not your conventional story. Taking place in 15th century Poland, Orb follows several characters as they frantically try to prove that the Earth actually revolves around the sun before they're hunted down for their thoughts. It's heavy, with its thematic themes hitting nearly as hard as Vinland Saga. It will really make you sit back and think just how important your ideals are. Are they worth sacrificing everything for? It's about the power of interpretation and legacy. And no matter how hard the powers that be might try to stamp it out, there will always be someone who's just a little too curious about the stars for their own good. With all that glazing being said though, my vote would not have gone to Orb, even if it was on this list. It's close. It's really close. In fact, it's a close third place. But there's just one show on this list that I know I want to be thinking about for a very, very long time to come. Originally I had a scripted segment for this part, but honestly I think Sora and I said it best when we were voting in the awards, so here's our choice for Best Anime of 2024.
Anime of the year. Now, I'm not gonna hold you. So many people have been saying Solo Leveling can be Anime of the year. I'm not gonna lie. Reading the webtoons of Solo Leveling, I knew this was gonna be like amazing design, animation. The action was amazing. Like, I'll put it S tier, right? But the thing I always felt like that Solo Leveling kind of lacked was drama. Like, for emotion wise, that mom scene.
The mom scene made me cry.
Yeah. Like, I don't get why these so-called Solo Leveling fans, they were complaining saying Jinwoo lost all his aura. He's weak. He can't cry. He's losing all his aura. Like, if you're in his position, right, your main goal is to become strong, to mostly protect your family, and he was searching for the potion ingredients to cure his mom. And you mean to tell me when you finally achieve that goal, becoming the strongest, to make sure your mom is okay and make sure she's away from harm, right? You're not gonna tell me you wouldn't be satisfied knowing that you reached that high level, but yet at the same time knowing that you can't come back from the lines that you crossed because you just, to get there, you you actually murdered people, right? And when you're doing that, like, the thing that I like that they kind of implemented and represent is like, once you cross that line, there's no coming back from it because you took a life. Like, that's like pretty harsh, right? And you gotta live with that guilt for the rest of your life, right?
Yeah.
But when he finally like basically got his mom back and he's crying, you're telling me you wouldn't cry if you finally like were in his situation and made sure that your mom was, or the loved ones or anyone that was close to you that you did all that for was okay, right? You're telling me you wouldn't cry?
No, that kind of solidified Sung's character for me, because like there is a very valid criticism when it comes to Solo Leveling, and that's the characters. They are named, and that's about it. But Sung Jinwoo, he's not, at least like after that scene, like he's not just like this stoic character that feels nothing, is emotionless and all that. Like, bro, that was just a very human reaction for him to have with his mom, and it got to me, man. And like for everything that you said too, like he chipped away so much of his soul for the chance to get her back, and now that she's back, it's like, well, now I gotta live with this. Like, Sung has to carry the weight of all the murders he's committed on his own shoulders, outside of like the law going like, hey, you kind of murdered people, so we're gonna have to take you in. So like, he has to carry this weight, and granted, it was basically in self-defense, but still, like, that just chips away at him, and every time he does it, it's hard for him. So like, to see all that culminate with him finally awake, like being able to get his mom to wake up, to finally heal her, oh man, it just hit so hard. And like that solidified Sung for me as a great character, for Solo Leveling. That being said, it's Free.
That's what I was about to say, because Freeran, the difference between these two is like, I feel like Freeran was beautifully put as a symbolic message as enjoy your free time. Well, not in free time. Enjoy your, like, what you have now in life. Because as much as we don't appreciate the present, right? And we always say, or look back on our past, be like, I wish there's certain things that I changed in my past, or look into the future, be like, why can't this happen yet? I want this. I want to be like, let's say, I want to have a new house, a new car right now, and stuff like that, and a car, and not be appreciative of the current things I have right now. Because like, by the time you reach that point, a lot of the things that you have currently will either not, will no longer be there for you, or even the people that you were around with won't be there for you. That's the thing about life. As we grow older, there's going to be a lot of things that we take for granted will no longer be there anymore. And we look back, and when we look back on it, we'll be like, man, I wish I knew this was going to last to so-and-so. Then I would actually take my time of the time that I have with that select person or family member.
Yeah, no, it's just a thing in life. I don't know if it's like with a lot of people or if it's kind of more of a me thing, but like I take so much for granted, and then when it's gone, there's no coming back. Like it's the power of hindsight that I realize, man, I did not fully enjoy this the way I should have. Right? I didn't fully take this in, take these experiences in, and you know, like with COVID especially. I had a bunch of friends in high school, and then COVID happened, and none of them died. It's not that kind of thing. None of them died. It's just like, you know, one day, we're chilling, we're having fun, and then like you're sitting at the lunch table, you're exchanging stories, you're having fun. The next day, COVID happens, right? It's like, oh, okay, it's like only 2 weeks, extended spring break. I haven't seen or spoken to them in like 5 or 6 years. And it's like, damn. You know, like it was all like, we all left on good terms. It's just life. I kind of know like where some of them are at. Like, dude, they have families now. Like, whoa, right? But like, you just never know when something like that's gonna happen. And you know, because it was our senior year in high school. Some of us went to college, some of us left the state. You never know what life takes you. And then like Freerun comes in, and it's exactly that message of like, Freerun is, for the most part, is just coasting through life, right? She doesn't really understand what it means to live. She takes a lot for granted, but she doesn't realize that she's taking a lot for granted. And it takes until like 100 years after she met one person, after that person died, and she'd be like, oh, wait, I thought I had more time with him, you know? Like, I thought I had more time to connect. And it's like, it's just, that's why that episode hits so hard, because it doesn't have to end in death, but it's just like, overall, like, you know, in life you lose people, and again, it's not just death, it's like friendships, school, jobs, and all that, like
even like coworkers that you work with and you love, like that you see like as a close friend or someone you can relate to, and eventually like they may like go transfer to another job and leave the current job that you're with, and when they leave, you're like, oh wow, I really like that coworker, and it doesn't feel the same, you know?
From middle school to high school, and then from high school to college, it's like those are, especially from high school to college, like everyone's like spreading out, and then your job too. Like I already feel it. Like I know that I'm on a ticking clock with my job because I'm a student worker. So once I graduate, once I finish graduating from college, I'm out of the job. I'm gonna miss my coworkers, man. They're great. I'm trying to take the lessons I learned from high school and stuff, and like, I'm trying to enjoy my job while I have it and the people there. It's great. It's a great job. It's a great starting job. But it's like you need to I feel like you need to have those experiences to realize, like, yeah, you're missed out, you know, and you're not going to be able to rewind the clock. You're not going to be able to go back and change things. You're not going to be able to do things differently in terms of like in the past, but you can start actively doing things differently in your mindset so that you don't you don't overlook anything in the present again, so you don't make the same mistakes in the past. And I think Freerun's journey, it's subtle, but like you see just how differently she treats Fern than she treats Himmel. Like with Himmel, she's so distant, but with Fern, she's so much closer. She's so motherly to her, and sometimes sisterly too. Like it's fun how like their dynamics switch between episodes of who's like the more mature one. Seeing Freerun learn the lesson and seeing her how she copes with it, it hits so hard, especially in this point in life right now, man. And that's why Solo Leveling is like, I love Solo Leveling. I love the characters. It's a really fun show. It has some great action sequences. It has some of the most memorable action beats in it. Again, the Igris fight.
Oh yeah.
But Freerun, it's like that story, that super personal story of life, and then also like the incredible action beats too. Like Freerun has no right to go so hard. But yeah, that's why Freerun's anime of the year. It's kind of the basic choice, but kind of technically all of these are the basic choice. There's not really like a sleeper hit amongst any of these. But yeah, Freerun.
Overall, I think this Crunchyroll Award ceremony was much better than last year's. Sure, we might be seeing a Freerun sweep for a lot of these categories, but there's also a lot here where I don't know who's gonna win. And that makes it exciting. When the winners are announced, Sora and I are going to be live streaming that on his channel, so if you want to see our reactions to that, go check out ShywolfVT over on YouTube. There'll be a link to his channel in the description and pinned comment, as well as a couple of his videos in the cards that have been popping up throughout this video. With all that being said, I want to give a massive shout out to Matthew Garcia and Kamer over on our Patreon. They have been supporting this channel for years, and they are the two Patreons that have just stuck through everything, including me going on hiatus all the time. Now, when it comes to new videos, I don't want to make any promises. I do have some ideas, mainly including LEGO retrospective videos and Skylander retrospective videos, but I'm not going to make any promises when it comes to when those are going to drop. Right now, I really want to focus on writing my book, but whenever I do have the time, I do want to pump out some videos for you guys. When it comes to Patreon, I really want to get a brand new camera. The one I'm using right now is, okay, it's a combo of a camera and my actual webcam in case it messes up, and for more green screen videos, I don't want a camera that's going to mess up. I'm not going to name the brand. That's gonna stay with me, but yeah, no, I do want a new camera. So Patreons, if you guys want that, go check it out. It helps a lot on the channel. Or subscribe. Subscribing is really good. Leaving a like too, recommending this to friends, sharing it. Again, we do have a Discord if you want to talk to the community. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. This video was like 40 minutes long. I thought it was actually going to be longer, and it ended up being a little bit shorter than I thought. So thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. Check out the Patreon if you're interested. Check out Sora's channel if you're interested. And yeah, keep watching anime. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh yeah, Dr. Stone's coming out. That's definitely going to be happening in July.
This is exhilarating. Get excited.